I love this park. I really love this park. I really love this park. The best thing I like after walking through the more forested area, you emerge in open area. Then when you walk through, you reach the crater rim, you view the caldera down. It's really amazing. And then the valleys, the peaks, the gorges, spectacular. So good. Mount Elgon, as the name suggests, is a mountainous park managed by Uganda Wildlife Authority. It was formed as a process of volcanicity 24 million years ago. The mountain is divided into 4 vegetation zones, and each vegetation zone has its own attraction. Very beautiful. You reach the mountain forest, you hear the birds singing. In the morning they wake you up. We have about 273 trees and shrub species in Mount Elgon. So the ecosystem is really rich, very, very rich. During the 70s, during Idi Amin, this ecosystem was destroyed, completely destroyed. People settled in all over here, even right now where we are standing. This used to be homes of people. This used to be grazing land for people. But you know, when in 1993, when Mount Elgon was, the status changed into national park. You know, slowly we started restoring this area, this ecosystem. Being part of this ecosystem, seeing it from that history and to this state, you really feel proud. You really feel you are really part of the world.
The population pressure here is real. The major issues affecting Mount Elgon National Park stem from the population pressure. The population density around Mount Elgon is about 600 people per square kilometer. And this population is highly dependent on land. So you find out that the land holdings per person is very, very, very small. So they look at Mount Elgon National Park as alternative land that can be availed for farming. And therefore we have a big problem of encroachment. We are now in the national park. Actually, this is the boundary. Communities, because of land shortage outside, invaded the national park, cut down the trees, and have established plantations of bananas, the way you can see, cassava, maize, beans. And the tree cover is now all gone. Mount Elgon happens to be a rainforested park and therefore has got very good trees that can be turned into timber. And because all the land around Mount Elgon has been cultivated, people look at the trees inside the park as readily available for lumbering. And therefore we have got a very big problem of illegal logging inside the national park.
And you? How are you enjoying that? Hey, that's good.
As much as we have the rangers, these rangers cannot be deployed every 10 meters along the park boundary. The other issue affecting Mount Elgon is the poaching, killing of wild animals for domestic meat and some of it for sale. Most of the animals around Mount Elgon are actually in Kenya.
There's a lot of poaching on that. Yeah. And we have black and white rhinos there.
And because Mount Elgon is a transboundary ecosystem, these communities cross over and kill the animals sometimes in Kenya, but use the Ugandan route.
Moja ingine iko na tumbo nauma.
Fangabe, angabe kangelena. Nandu jera kantege di nyoma, jamana betani. Ima isuili lenye, Senegali bedu wilila, kangaje kakekeleni, faso katani, farabina beiriwa.
Around Mount Elgon, what we're experiencing on climate change is a drastic change in the rain pattern. The dry spell actually goes for very, very long time, and the seasons for planting has changed. And when the rain comes, it comes very heavy. And it destroys crops, it destroys bridges, it comes in forms of floods. We have a lot of cases of floods taking place here. In the southern part slopes of Mount Elgon, we have areas where landslide is really occurring all the time. In some few years back, it buried over 300 people. And it's truly landslide now is occurring almost frequent. And this is all effects of climate change. And we also noticed the vegetation change. Previously, areas that are taken up by the bamboo, you see now some plants like Aegina abyssinica, Afrocrania taking over and pushing the bamboo further. This is caused all by the effects of climate change.
Because the rains no longer come in time, has affected the crop seasons around Mount Elgon. And the communities are now going without food because the soil cannot produce the food due to the delay of the rains, or the rains come violently and destroy whatever they have put down. We have worked as Uganda Wildlife Authority with partners like International Union for the Conservation of Nature to work with the communities and see how best they can use the available resources.
You will not believe what happens here the bigger part of the year. This area is in a rain shadow. If you came back here around September to December, you find the whole of this place completely dry and they don't grow anything. And because the demand for the wood products is still there, the population is increasing, so they started going upwards, looking for construction materials, fuel wood, to the point of beginning to encroach on the protected area, the Mount Elgon National Park. IUCN, working together with the district local government in Kapchorwa, decided as an incentive work with the community and tap one of the key identified ecosystem services, which is water. So tap the water from River Sipi, flow by gravity, stored in a reservoir tank and distributed to the communities in all the villages. And this water is meant to help them do small-scale irrigation during that long drought period that occurs every year. It is a win-win situation. Work with them to have their own sustainable means of providing these services, but also protect the source of these services for their future use. And that is what we are looking at in terms of building their resilience, but also the resilience of the ecosystem on which they depend for their livelihoods.
Your chief guide will be Stephen on this site, and he's going to brief you what you need to carry before you reach the mountain. And we will have Garant guides who will ensure that you are safe.
We are starting our 4 days expedition from here. We shall drive from here to the last village, and we begin the walk from Bomasola to Mudanga Cliff, the place famously called Wall of Death. Actually, we call it Wall of Death, but nobody has ever died. It's scary. Nobody has ever died there. Tourism is very important to the locals and to the economy and to UWA, because UWA sustains itself through tourism. When we reach Sasapatol Hut at 3,300 meters above sea level, it's gentle walk up to the Mode Cave Camp. And when we get higher and higher, we are getting to low pressure zone and oxygen is a little bit reduced. So I'll request you at least take enough water, because you get some oxygen from the water you take, and reduce your pace. Let's walk a little bit slowly and enjoy it.
Thank you, guys. Well, what you see before me, these are mushrooms, which are really good and eatable, and we got it within Mount Elgon National Park.
So roughly about 5 to 6 hours we shall be at the point of the game.
to, what is it?
4,321.
Say that again.
4,321 meters above sea level.
I have to say, this is the coldest I've been for a long, long time. Same to you? What a guy.
The highest peak of Mount Elgon National Park.
Tourism has really improved the locals around this area. When you generate revenue, 20% of the gate entrance collection goes back to the communities neighboring the park. And this money helps them in social activities, in income generating activities.
So in the year 2007, we applied for revenue sharing. So they gave us 4.7 million shillings. And out of that much, we bought 10 heifers. We see it as being a very good thing to us because we have now, we have our share. And we are now friends. That's why I told you earlier that if anything, we now move as members of the same family. We sit at a round table, then we see how best we can have a way forward.
So my work as a community conservation warden is to work with the communities, ensure that they develop projects and programs that can be funded from this money in order to ensure that they get, or the communities improve their livelihoods.
You want this honey or
The honey.
This is Trauma Healing Beekeeping Association. It's one of the groups which have been benefited from Mount Elgon National Park by being given a bee site to put their beehives. They have not yet got revenue sharing from the national park, though we are in the process. Only that I'm very happy to tell you that these are among the few groups which are already sustaining themselves.
We came up with an idea of beginning beekeeping. And therefore, after having that idea, we approached War Office and asked for space. And when they gave us the space in the Elgon National Park, we are really very glad and very happy. We are very thankful to them. And when we get honey, we get some little money. As he is now in the forest there, he is now a beneficiary, is one of the beneficiaries. He is really very happy. He has got to put effort to see that they really conserve that forest. Thank you. This is February. We made this in February.
February. Okay.
We have not harvested yet.
Preservation means not touch. And once the communities are not allowed to touch, they get a feeling that this does not belong to us. And therefore, something that does not actually promote ownership of the communities tend to resent it. But this word conservation, I like it very much because it promotes use, and this use should be sustainable. You meet the needs of today without jeopardizing the ability for other people to meet their own needs tomorrow.
I want my fellow women to plant trees so that by the time, after 8 years, no one will be coming here to pick firewood from there, which are also, we have planted woodlots. Over there, you can see that is for women, And that one also for there is for women only. Huh? We are working harder than the men here. My fellow women here are working very hard. We work 24 hours. Huh?
Can I ask you a question? Do you like Mount Elgon National Park? Is it good for you?
We like it very much. We like it and we still liking it. We want to preserve it for the future.
Future generation.
I believe you.
For this future generation, which is here, I hope you have seen it, for our grandsons and daughters. We like it very much.
Most of the streams, watersheds around here originate from Mount Elgon. And this water supports millions and millions of livelihood. And you know, if you are part of this protection, and you really see people are surviving, and this watershed is really helping people through irrigation, through a lot, you really feel you are really part of great conservation process, which is really good.
I get the feeling that you're all very proud of the work that you do.
Yes. Because there are very many who want, but they are screening, and they give us employment and conservation. If you join with the heart, what you are doing, don't join because you want to earn a living. Yes, earning a living is also there, but you should join this work with the heart of conserving for the future generation.
For our future, conserve Mount Elgon Park, conserve Elgon Park for our future. Soil conservation, conserve Mount Elgon Park, conserve Elgon Park for our future.
Yeah, that's all.
This is the Cancun, l'Afrique, this is Senegal, wake up, good morning. This is the Cancun, this is Africa, wake up, good morning. This is the Cancun, l'Afrique, this is Senegal, wake up, good morning. This is the Cancun, this is Africa, Fangade, kangelena, nandu jera kantege di nyoma, jamana betani. Ima isuili lenye, Senegali bedu wilila, kangaje kakekeleni, faso katanye, faravina beiriwa.